Hello everyone, and welcome to today's video on insurance for startups. Starting a business can be an exciting adventure, but it also comes with risks. One of the most important things you can do to protect your business is to have the right insurance coverage. In this video, we'll discuss the types of insurance coverage that startups need, how to choose the right insurance, and some tips for keeping your insurance costs down. Types of insurance coverage. Let's start by discussing the types of insurance coverage that startups need. The first type of insurance you should consider is general liability insurance. This type of coverage protects your business from lawsuits related to bodily injury, property damage, and advertising injury. It's important to note that general liability insurance doesn't cover professional liability or errors and omissions. For that, you'll need professional liability insurance. Another important type of insurance coverage for startups is property insurance. This type of coverage protects your business from losses due to damage or destruction of your property. This can include damage caused by fire, theft, or natural disasters. If your startup has employees, you'll also need to consider workers' compensation insurance. This type of insurance provides benefits to employees who are injured on the job. It's important to note that workers' compensation insurance is required by law in most states. Finally, if your startup relies on technology or has a significant online presence, you'll want to consider cyber liability insurance. This type of coverage protects your business from losses due to data breaches, cyber attacks, and other cyber-related incidents. Choosing the right insurance. Now that we've discussed the types of insurance coverage that startups need, let's talk about how to choose the right insurance. The first step is to assess your risks. What are the potential risks your business faces? For example, if your business operates heavy machinery, you'll need to consider general liability insurance and workers' compensation insurance. If you store sensitive customer data, you'll want to consider cyber liability insurance. Once you've identified your risks, you'll want to shop around for insurance policies. It's important to get quotes from multiple insurance providers to ensure that you're getting the best coverage at the best price. Be sure to read the fine print of each policy and ask questions if you're unclear about any of the terms. Tips for keeping insurance costs down. Now that we've discussed the types of insurance coverage that startups need and how to choose the right insurance, let's talk about some tips for keeping your insurance costs down. One of the best ways to do this is to work with an insurance broker. Brokers have relationships with multiple insurance providers and can help you find the best coverage at the best price. Another way to keep your insurance costs down is to implement risk management strategies. For example, if your business operates heavy machinery, you can implement safety protocols and provide training to your employees to reduce the risk of accidents. This can help you qualify for lower insurance premiums. Finally, consider increasing your deductibles. A higher deductible means that you'll pay more out of pocket in the event of a claim, but it also means that your monthly insurance premiums will be lower. Insurance is an important consideration for startups, as it can protect your business from financial losses due to unforeseen events. In addition to the types of insurance coverage I mentioned in the video, there are a few other types of coverage that startups may want to consider. One type of coverage is business interruption insurance. This type of insurance provides coverage for losses incurred when your business is unable to operate due to a covered event, such as a natural disaster or equipment failure. Business interruption insurance can help cover the costs of lost income, rent, and other expenses. Another type of coverage is product liability insurance. This type of insurance protects your business from lawsuits related to injuries or property damage caused by a product that your business produces or sells. If your startup creates or sells a physical product, product liability insurance is a must-have. It's also important to note that insurance needs can vary depending on the industry that your startup operates in. For example, if you run a medical practice or other healthcare-related business, you'll need to consider malpractice insurance in addition to general liability insurance. When it comes to choosing the right insurance provider, it's important to look for a provider with experience working with startups. Startups have unique insurance needs, and a provider that is familiar with the startup ecosystem can help ensure that you have the coverage you need at a price you can afford. Finally, it's important to regularly review your insurance coverage to ensure that it still meets the needs of your business. As your startup grows and evolves, your insurance needs may change. Be sure to work with your insurance provider to make sure that your coverage stays up to date. Malpractice insurance is a type of professional liability insurance that is designed to protect businesses and professionals from lawsuits related to their professional services. Malpractice insurance is most commonly associated with healthcare professionals, such as doctors, nurses, and dentists, but it can also apply to other professionals, such as lawyers, accountants, and architects. In the context of healthcare, malpractice insurance provides coverage for lawsuits related to medical errors or negligence. For example, if a patient suffers harm due to a misdiagnosis or surgical error, they may file a malpractice lawsuit against the healthcare provider. Malpractice insurance can help cover the costs of legal fees, settlements, and judgments related to these types of lawsuits. Malpractice insurance is typically required by law for healthcare professionals in most states. However, even if it's not required by law, it's still a good idea to have malpractice insurance if your startup provides healthcare-related services. Malpractice lawsuits can be financially devastating for a business, and having insurance can help protect your business from the costs of a lawsuit. When choosing malpractice insurance, it's important to look for a provider that specializes in your industry. Different industries have different risks and insurance needs, and a provider that is familiar with your industry can help ensure that you have the coverage you need. It's also important to carefully review the terms of your malpractice insurance policy to ensure that you understand what is covered and what isn't. For example, some policies may exclude coverage for certain types of procedures or treatments. Overall, malpractice insurance is an important consideration for startups that provide professional services, particularly in the healthcare industry. By having the right coverage in place, you can protect your business from the financial risks associated with lawsuits and other legal claims related to professional services. The startup ecosystem refers to the network of resources and support services that are available to startups. This includes everything from funding sources and incubators to mentorship programs and networking events. One of the key components of the startup ecosystem is funding. Startups often require significant capital to get off the ground, and there are many different sources of funding available to entrepreneurs. These can include venture capital firms, angel investors, crowdfunding platforms, and government grants. Another important component of the startup ecosystem is incubators and accelerators. These are programs that provide startups with resources and support to help them grow and scale their businesses. Incubators often provide office space, mentorship, and access to funding sources, while accelerators typically offer a more intensive program that includes mentorship, education, and access to a network of investors. In conclusion, having the right insurance coverage is crucial for startups. It's important to assess your risks, shop around for insurance policies, and implement risk management strategies to keep your insurance costs down. If you have any questions or need help finding the right insurance coverage for your startup, be sure to reach out to an insurance broker or professional. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.